Well, we're finishing up our last couple days here in Utah, and we stumbled upon Antelope Island as we were looking for camp a couple nights ago in Salt Lake City, and we came to the conclusion that it's not overly camper friendly. So we've stayed here for a couple days, and it has exceeded all expectations as we kind of had none. We didn't really anticipate coming here, but we're certainly glad that we did. And we're heading back into the city because our beloved van is getting a little bit of love today. Not so much in the mechanical sense, but more so in the comfort sense, and we couldn't be more excited about it. So welcome to the first episode of the Van Updates. This one's gonna be fun. We're here at Wasatch Overland in Salt Lake City, Utah, and today Walter's getting a little bit of a haircut. We're a little nervous, but mostly excited, because by the end of the day, we're gonna be able to stand in our little home on wheels. It's a big day.
So this is your top,
Okay.
and that's what we're going to be putting on today. But
Yeah.
what we'll do is we'll basically lay your roof rack on there, then we'll stand up on the mezzanine, look down, and make sure it looks
Okay.
as level as possible,
Okay.
and then we'll mount it.
Okay.
My name is Aidan Bradney. I am the customer service lead and shop manager here at Wasatch Overland. The process is pretty simple. We cut the roof out and prep the metalwork ready to receive the fiberglass top.
Been advised to wear ear protection because this will get quite loud.
Now you got a convertible.
You know what? I kind of like the look, just like this.
Just do a moonroof, do a
Yeah.
rag top. The options are endless.
It's gonna be the fun part.
Great.
It's a 24-inch high top that allows for over 6'2" of standing room. We always manually lift our high tops on. That way we don't have to rely on any mechanical forms. Our tops weigh about 180 pounds, so between four of us, it's pretty easy to lift the top on.
It's crazy. You mean I won't hit my head ever again?
And then once it's on, we go to town sealing it down. We use a variety of methods. We use screws, butyl tape, and then marine sealant by 3M. And yeah, we never have an issue with the sealing on them.
There's just shards of metal on the floor, and Diesel just always finds his way to be comfortable.
So I'm sure there's probably a few of you out there that are wondering just how tall this vehicle is going to be now that we have an extra 3 feet on the roof plus our crossbars with the canoe on top. And so we talked with Aidan and the group before coming down here, and they had assured us that there are artificial rain gutter mounts. So essentially what the van had before, we're just using artificial mounts on the new roof, and those crossbars are now actually going to sit a little bit lower, so they're not going to be as tall as they were on the van originally. So even once the canoe is up there, it's going to be tall. It's probably going to be about 10 and a half feet. So no more drive-throughs, you know, we need to have the canoe with us. It's a vital piece of furniture on the van, and our crossbars are actually adjustable, so we just made them to their shortest length, and they're still a bit too long for the new roof. So we're gonna have to do a cut to make it a bit shorter, and then we're going to just adjust it to length so it will mount on the new gutter mounts.
That'll work.
That'll work?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Pretty close, but it'll work.
Okay.
What I may end up having to do is just bend these in just a little bit,
Yep.
but I think that'll be fine.
Everything is going super smooth, just a tiny little hiccup there with the crossbars, but should be all good. We're really excited. This is such a game changer, and can't wait to finally stand up in there.
Hope Joe's head's not there.
Just running a little bit of quality control from our bed on the shop floor. And the team is doing a fantastic job. We agreed we won't go in for the final stand until it's out of the shop and totally done. So
Yeah, we don't want to get in the way too much.
no, and we're just over here smiling like little kids because
It honestly just looks like it's a palace.
it has so much extra space. Well, this is the moment of truth. The canoe's going up on the roof, so let's see how this looks. Are we on the crossbar now?
You are now.
And I'll just start feeding it like that.
Okay. You're actually doing really well if you carry on like that. Okay, stop. And those hoods, you may feel it buckle, but they always bounce back.
Okay. Forward a touch.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So now,
Diesel! Hi, baby.
wildly badass.
I think so, right? It's a little extra, but I think we got this.
Oh my god, this is so crazy.
Oh man.
Oh my god, I could do this.
I can almost. Wow.
Yay!
Look how much extra space this is here too.
Hold on.
That storage space is significant.
You just sit up and stretch.
This is life changing. Holy.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. That just
That's game changer. Absolute game changer.
You're almost crying.
I know. I almost
like that.
I almost did when I looked in the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a
I don't want to hit my head anymore.
it makes one
Holy.
heck of a difference.
Yeah.
So
Well,
when
and
we
we
start,
live in here
Yeah.
now, right? So it's huge.
This is
overall.
just the most significant difference, the biggest change you could do to a van,
yeah,
right? Like,
Well, because like even when we lived in a house, like we'd have coffee in bed in the morning.
yeah.
You know, and it's just so nice to sit and talk.
yeah.
And just another
Yep.
like look at all the seating room now, too. Like it's just gonna be so much more comfortable. Yes.
Well, our counter space is now a bench, and everything is way too short. So for the next few days, our backs are still gonna hurt until we get to work and start making height adjustments on everything in here. But I can't believe it. This is awesome. Such a difference. I don't know why I'm sitting because I don't have to anymore. But just so much space. I have I think the measurement's a 6 foot person can easily stand in here, even with once the paneling and braces and insulation are up top. I probably have about 4 inches above me because I'm short, thankfully, but I can do jumping jacks. So much room for activities.
You don't realize how much you miss these simple things, like being able just to sit up in your bed, or waking up in the morning and stretching, or just literally standing and making breakfast. And I'm really looking forward to just making coffee in the morning and coming to bed and just being able to sit up and just kind of hang out in the morning.
Wasatch Overland was founded in 2019. It started as a driveway project for a van build that then evolved to, believe it or not, a guy driving past, seeing the van build in progress on the driveway and bought it. Then it went to another driveway build and then multiple driveway builds to the point where we needed a shop. And then from the shop, we've evolved into this much larger space that we're in right now, where we've got our own yard and we've got massive amounts of inventory of high tops that are all pre-sold, but we can really buy far more at a time than we were ever able to when we were in a smaller shop. But yeah, started in 2019, and right at the beginning of the pandemic, that actually worked really well, because a lot of people realized that they could get into van life and start working remotely, and people were hopping on that, and yeah, it just timed out really well for us, and we built a solid reputation on being honest and always providing the finest quality interiors or work available on the market. We like to call it boutique builds at blue collar pricing. So we're not the most expensive on the market, but if you look at some of the details that we build into our builds, it by far surpasses a lot of the competition. Mm-hmm. We've been able to put a Chevy high top on in the past. It took about an hour. That particular van was prepped, ready to go, and we didn't have to do any modifications or accessories to the top, so there was no windows or fan. It was a simple install, and that one took about an hour. And then sometimes we have them and they put up a fight, and that can be an all-day job, but we've never missed a deadline in terms of client dropping off in the morning and picking up in the afternoon for a high top install. Unless the client wants additional work doing to their van, like a floor or a heater or an electrical system, but an actual high top, if it gets dropped off at 8 o'clock in the morning, it'll be done by the end of the day. Yeah, and
awesome.
For a fraction of the cost of a Sprinter ProMaster Transit,
Yeah.
you can stand up in your van and have all of that extra real estate for upper cabinets. So much easier to mount air conditioners, fans, lights. It really is just a complete game changer for any van. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and without Joe and Dave, I mean, Joe is just freaking incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like my right-hand man when it comes to doing high tops. She knows exactly what tool and thing I need, like 2 minutes in advance, so that I don't have to like be looking around for stuff. It's just like a well-oiled machine, especially when you're churning one out a day almost, that it just becomes like, it's not always repetitive because you get to see different people and different vans and everyone wants something a bit different, so it never feels repetitive. But the actual like process of having the sealant and like the screws and all that kind of stuff, it's become a very well-oiled machine. So yeah, definitely without the team, I mean, it wouldn't be Wasatch Overland. Mm-hmm. I'm like the small little guy in the big picture here, and we all do 12-hour days and beats up on you on a Friday, but you feel really well accomplished. And when you're creating smiles and tears of joy every single day, I mean, I didn't get that when I was a computer programmer. It was bored out of my skull, and now every single day I get someone stoked with something that we've made with our hands. It's such an incredible feeling.
You make someone's home on wheels better.
Yeah.
And like, this is where we live.
Yeah,
right? So
we change people's lives for the better every single day. And that's like, it doesn't get any better than that, right? I mean, it's the best job satisfaction ever. Yeah, we're lucky to have the jobs that we do,
Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was such a pleasure.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's so real now. We've been planning this for the last few months, and just the fact that it's done and we can see it and we can be in it and stand, it's just so surreal.
It was exciting before, but now it's even more because I kind of can't wait to just start building this and making it more efficient for how we operate in here. So we got the goods. Now let's get as far away from the city as we can. this will be home for tonight. Not overly upset about it. It's pretty nice. Made it up a few hours into Idaho. We're gonna park here for the night and then continue on our journey tomorrow. Holy crap, Walter, you are tall. We're ordering a adjustable ladder that we're gonna be picking up in a few days. Because otherwise there's no way we'd be able to get the canoe on and off of the van. Because I think we're sitting at about almost 11 feet tall with the canoe up there. So yeah, we were actually gonna get a fixed ladder on the side of the van installed while we were there today. It was a little expensive, but mainly the reason was because it was in a fixed position. So when I'm putting the ratchet straps around the canoe, I'm moving around a lot to kind of get the straps under the crossbars and then strap everything down. So it just makes sense to have an adjustable ladder that we can fit in the garage space and then also just move around when I need to get the canoe fastened up there. So I'm happy to say I got it up there pretty much all on my own at the shop. And the last several weeks I was feeling kind of anxious about the whole canoe being on top of what is going to be such a tall van, right? Like it's it's pretty large, but it's up there and we just drove several hours and bumps and wind, and the fuel economy was exactly the same. And you honestly didn't really notice much of a difference. So feeling good about that. We're gonna enjoy camp, make some food soon. But we set up one of the mats for Diesel just because he's been cooped up all day. And we'll set a mat up for him outside, and he chooses otherwise. Just move slightly to your right and you'll be way more comfortable, dude. We still have to keep reminding ourselves that we can stand up. It's just autopilot for us to hunch over.
I feel like I'm 6 feet tall because I have to look down at my food. Like I'm this big tall person. Oh.
It's a good night to celebrate with some of Elena's world famous dumpling soup. We had a busy day. We woke up early, so we worked up quite an appetite during our drive. So this is going to be much needed. It's been hot today. I had to take the jeans off and change the shorts. It's freaking hot out. Spring is here. The moment we've all been waiting for, turning this place into a dance floor. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Carole King. But you only get a few seconds because we really can't afford a copyright strike. You also know it's springtime when you got to put one of these on in the van, because we're getting bit. They're back. They're back, folks. And honestly, the Thermacell, once you put that on, they apparently just despise the smell, whatever it emits from the little blue pads that you put in the top of the Thermacell. Within 5 minutes, they're pretty much all gone and no longer biting you. It's kind of a miracle, if you ask me. Want some?
Yes, please. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen any of this.
Question I asked you. Sure.
Good morning from the Thunderdome. Well, afternoon. We drove for a couple hours this morning and came across a Planet Fitness, so we got a workout in and more importantly, a shower. And we are heading into Oregon today.
Woo!
And if you remember from yesterday, I said we're passing through Idaho. And if you know your geography pretty well, you can probably tell we're heading northwest. And that is because we're going back to Vancouver Island, my friends.
Woo! We're gonna spend a few months there and work on the van, make the cabinets a little bit higher and just a little more livable with the new roof. So we're really excited to be back on the island, get some van build work done, and just explore the island a little bit more.
If you guys have been watching for a while, or if you're newer here, Elena and I actually moved out to Vancouver Island a couple years ago, and we lived there for 2 years and really just fell in love with it. So everywhere we've been over the last year or so, we've always just kind of thought back to our time on Vancouver Island because it really became
our home, and we're just, yeah, ecstatic to go back and just take on a whole new can of adventures. So we've got just over 10 hours from here in Boise, Idaho, and then we should be back in Canada in a couple days. So come along for the ride, and we'll see you back up in Canada.